That's her. That is the girl that tried to drug and rob me. She kept asking me, Amor, ¿por qué no te gusta el alcohol? ¿Por qué no te gusta beber? Why aren't you drinking? Why don't you want to drink with? Oh, what's up, guys? This is not a video I ever intended on making on this channel, but unfortunately, with recent events over in Medellin, I feel led to share my story with a scopolamine queen. And if you know, you know what a scopolamine queen is, who attempted to drug and rob me. Fortunately, that did not happen, and I am still here alive to tell my story. There's others, unfortunately, who are not so lucky. Before I get deep into this video, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribed. I currently post a travel reel every single day, traveling around the world to different countries. If you like that type of content, want to see more content from Colombia, from Medellin, from Brazil. This week, I am in Venezuela. I am probably one of the first crazy Americans in many years to adventure into Venezuela, but I am here and I plan to upload a travel vlog every single week, as well as a reel every single day. You can see the Reels tab on my channel. I have travel content from all over the world, 20 different countries, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. So if you enjoy that type of content, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribed, like this video, share this video. If you know someone who is going to Medellin or is going to Cartagena or is going to Bogota, please share this video with them so they know what to expect. So guys, this is a story on me meeting a Tinder scopolamine queen. If you do not know what a scopolamine queen is, that is the term for the girls that go around running around Medellin that drug and rob guys with scopolamine. If you don't know what scopolamine is, it is otherwise known as one of the most dangerous drugs in the world, has a nickname Devil's Breath. This drug, I mean, with the slightest bit in your drink or inhaling, I mean, you will be passed out, knocked out, and you are kind of like in a, can't think of the word, in a state to where you're like awake, but you're completely passed out. Girls will steal your phone. They will drain your bank accounts, your crypto accounts, any finance account you have, they will get into it, and you will wake up, hopefully 24 to 48 hours later, and you'll be looking around your apartment. Where'd my cell phone go? Where's my wallet? Where's my passport? That's if you wake up. A lot of people don't wake up from this drug because the girls accidentally overdose the guys. It's not a normal drug. They don't know what a lethal dose is. They're just drugging you, stealing all your crap, and bouncing. So scopolamine is the drug. They call these girls scopolamine queens. Something very important. Not every guy who was drugged, potentially drugged, killed by a girl was attempting to pay for play. That is a common misconception in Medellin, mostly with the locals. They think, oh, this guy got drugged, but he was playing around with a working girl. He deserves it. First of all, a lot of these women that work for these organizations, because they're not all independent, are not working women. There's been stories in the past in Medellin of taxi drivers putting this drug on the door handle of a vehicle, and you barely touch your face and you inhale that tiny bit of that drug and you are passed out. Taxi drivers killing you. Recently, an American Airlines pilot who was gay, who was not with a working girl in Medellin, was drugged, robbed, and killed, found about a week later, an American Airlines pilot from the United States during his layover. With that being said, very importantly, this girl who I met, we never, ever talked about sex. That word was never mentioned. There was never any form of payment. It was never talked about. So on July 19th, 2025, nearly a year ago, I matched with a woman on Tinder, and fortunately, I don't drink alcohol. I've heard a million of these stories. I noticed all the red flags very early. Did I still meet her? Yes. All this to say, I have pictures of her on my phone, which I'm about to get into. I still have screenshots from that night a year later of her, here, I'm on the way. This is my location. I have selfies from her Tinder. Guys, if you insist on meeting a girl on Tinder, which you shouldn't, but if you insist, make sure to screenshot every single picture she has, send them to a friend before she ever comes to your apartment. I am not promoting any guy meeting any woman on Tinder, but if you must, it is imperative that you have many pictures of her and that you are sending them to your friends. Send them her phone number, her Instagram, any information you can get of her, even if it's a good girl, send it all. It's that, or it could be your life. I mean, this is a serious concern in Medellin. There's been probably dozens of foreigners in the last few years that have passed away due to this drug. All this to say, there is an amazing YouTube channel of men that have previously been drugged by these women here in Medellin or Cartagena. And this YouTube channel, Obiland, will work with these guys to set up and capture these girls after the guy was drugged. So, for example, this girl, comes to your apartment, she drugs you, robs you of potentially thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's been instances. And you hire Obiland, and they will work to set up this woman and bring her to justice, get her arrested. These videos are incredibly entertaining. I love them. I've been watching them for a few years now. And recently they posted a new video. And of course, I wanted to watch it. It's an hour-long, amazing documentary. These are very well put together videos. Everything's in there. The woman getting arrested, everything. So I click on it. Within 20 seconds of the video, I sat there just, what? That's her. That is the girl that tried to drug and rob me in Medellin. I couldn't even believe it. So instantly, I dig into my phone. I start looking for the screenshots. I remember the exact apartment I was staying at in El Poblado. I found pictures of her. I start messaging my friends, like, you're not going to believe this. Like, this is the girl I sent you pictures of that was coming to my apartment. Guys, I've been traveling to Medellin since 2021, I believe. I've been here dozens of times. There was a point where I was coming here every single month. I've dated countless women. I've been in a relationship with women here. I've had the one-night stands with women here. So here I'm going to share a screen recording with some pictures of that night with this girl who is currently arrested in jail. And then we're going to dive into the story, how this all went down and how my experience was with her.
All right, so this is the official folder I made in my phone to organize this. You can see these pictures at the top are from July 19th, 2025. Just so you know, I am not lying about any of this. I have blocked her face for her privacy and my security. This is the exact girl in the Obiland TV video. If you want to see that full video, again, it is in the first link in the description. It's imperative you see that video so you know I'm not lying. I'm not making any of this up. Again, another picture from her Tinder. Very important. You send these pictures to your friends if you decide to meet girls from Tinder. Here's a selfie she requested from me. No problem. That's kind of normal, just to verify that I'm real. And here we have a little bit of the Tinder conversation. What are you doing? Nothing. I'm at home just chilling, bored. Said I don't have any plans either. Do you have Instagram? She said yes. If you want, we can talk on WhatsApp and I'll send you my Instagram. I said okay. I gave her my phone number. Here we have a little bit more of the conversation directly from WhatsApp. I said I'm gonna clean the apartment because she was planning on coming. Now this is very important. She's playing some serious trickery, some mind games on me, saying did I block her on Tinder? Every single instance I've ever heard of a scopolamine girl, once you move the conversation from Tinder to WhatsApp, the girl removes you on Tinder. They block you on Tinder. They unmatch you. So that way you can't see their pictures anymore if you didn't already screen record them. So what she's doing here is playing a mind game on me, trying to act like I unmatched her when really she was the one that unmatched me. And then she says, okay, I'm gonna do my hair. Do I need to bring something to enter the apartment, meaning an ID, cedula? And then this is the phone number she had given me. It's not her phone number. I mean, these girls in these groups have, tons of different phones, most of which were stolen from their victims. Here is a picture of her directly from her WhatsApp. This is on July 19th, 2025, almost a full year ago. And this was the initial conversation on Tinder, just another screenshot. This is when she arrived at my apartment. Okay, guys, this is important and you'll hear about this later in the video. My apartment, and she's about a whole a full block away from me where she parked the vehicle. And then here, she said, can you come here to the corner? I said, what's your direction? Like, what's your address? And what's the license plate of the car? I said, I don't know where that is. And the picture she sent me, I have no clue what that was. And then she sent me a forwarded direction, which I don't know if that was strange to me in the moment, but I'm seeing it now a year later, and I'm like, that's so weird. So the guy sent the address to her, and then she sent it to me. Again, looking for her at the corner. This is a screen recording of 3 different individual Rappi orders that we had going, 2 restaurants, and a bottle of wine, which you will hear more about in this video. Now here is the Instagram she gave me when I requested her Instagram. This is no longer a valid account, nor do I follow her, so I'm not sure what she has changed her name to. And then this is the apartment I was staying at. This is My Places in El Poblado. They have probably 5 individual nice apartments within this building.
So after all that, she finally arrives to my apartment. I wish I had the full conversation with her on WhatsApp. Unfortunately, I only have those screenshots because I delete my WhatsApp conversations. I deleted the entire conversation with her, but I still have those important pictures. So guys, if you want the full story and you want to watch the documentary of how this girl drugs, robs, and potentially kills foreigners in Medellin, I'm going to put the first link in this bio, the Obiland TV full documentary. It's very important to watch that to understand that I'm not lying. I'm not doing this video for attention. I don't care about that. I'm doing this truly for the awareness, for you, for your friends, because this is serious. This is your life you're talking about. This is a very eerie for me to watch this documentary and think, wow, I could have died that night. So if you've watched that documentary on the Obiland YouTube channel, my situation was almost to a T, 100%. Exactly, basically same thing as what this guy went through. Same exact girl. She told me, yeah, I want to conocer. What that means is I want to get to know guys. I want to go out. I want to have drinks. I want to go to Provenza. That's what these girls in Medellin say on Tinder. They say, I want to conocer. If you have a girl that says that, first of all, if any girl in Medellin tells you, I want to conocer, ask her, okay, what exactly do you mean by that? Because that can mean 1,000 different things. But 90% of the time, that's going to mean, oh, I want you to take me to Provenza, buy me drinks, buy me dinner, blah, blah, blah. I want free dates. That's really what conocer means on Tinder, okay? That's a extra piece of free game for any guy coming to Colombia and messing with these girls. Conocer, nope, unmatched. You should just unmatch her at that point. No good. So she tells me, oh, I want to conocer. Okay. Bueno, vamos pa comer. Let's go to eat. Let's go, to a restaurant. That's what we were going to do. That's what we had plans to do. Exactly like in the documentary, she tells me, oh, it's already getting late. How about we just go to your apartment and we order Rappi? Now, Rappi is a food delivery app. It's like DoorDash, Uber Eats, but way better, way faster. Your food could be here in 15 minutes or less, fresh, hot, and it's way cheaper, of course, than those apps in the United States. So I'm like, all right, cool, This isn't the first time I've had a girl to come to my apartment in Colombia. It's happened gazillion times. I normally have my stuff hidden. I don't put it in the lockbox. If they drug you with scopolamine, they're going to get into that lockbox. Your stuff is not safe there. So I hide my stuff very strategically under and around things where I don't think a girl would look. That's if you're taking cash, your passport, credit cards, if you have an extra cell phone with you, a laptop. Yes, put all those things away. Hide them very well. Don't put them all in the same spot. But remember where you put them because you don't want to leave your Airbnb or your hotel and, obviously forget your things. So, okay, cool. She wants to order Rappi, come to my apartment. She said, let's just relax, maybe dance a little bit, eat, talk, get to know each other. I'm like, okay, nowhere in the world is this a good idea to invite a random girl to your apartment. Would I do it in the United States on the first date? No. Why do guys do it in Colombia? I don't know. Because we're men, we make stupid decisions. I don't have all my belongings with me here. I generally feel a little safer because I don't take that much crap with me to Colombia. I take the essentials, of course, my cell phone, some cash, a little bit, cards. So anyway, she arrives exactly like in the video. Her driver is conveniently parked about a whole block away down the street, tells me she's outside. So I go outside looking for her. Go and pay the driver, which I assumed was a Didi or InDrive driver, which those are 2 apps that are similar to Uber here in Colombia where you could pay cash. So I paid the driver. Turns out that driver is part of the group that she works for. And anyways, she comes on into my apartment in El Poblado. This apartment did not have a security guard. There was no portero. That is the guy that is commonly at 90% of the buildings in Medellin that will check the ID, scan the ID, write down the phone number, sometimes take fingerprints, sometimes take pictures of these women because it's that common, these druggings here in Medellin, to where it's necessary. So I'm in a building with no portero. The girl comes straight on in. We walk up to my apartment. And, we're cool. We're sitting there talking for 15 minutes. Normal questions on a first date. What do you do for work? Why are you in Colombia? And, I tell her, and then I ask her, okay, what do you do for work? Now, something interesting about this girl is she has carillas. Now, carillas are veneers on her teeth. Her teeth are perfect, but you could spot the veneers here instantly. They do not look good. Yes, a lot of people come to Medellin to do them because it's cheap. And you know what? Cheap veneers does not mean good veneers. Anyway, I see her teeth and I ask her what she does for work. She tells me she's a dental hygienist. Now, I know a girl personally that I'm good friends with in Medellin that is a dental hygienist that has veneers. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of normal. They generally have perfect, nice teeth if you're working as a dental hygienist. So I'm like, okay, I kind of believed her, which was silly on my part because you should not believe not one single thing that any of these girls tells you on the first date. So that was very naive of my part to think, oh, wow, okay, so she has a decent job, she works as a dental hygienist, she has nice teeth. That's where you get tricked. That is, boom, right there. That is the moment. Because that's all a complete lie. Her job is professionally to drug and rob tourists every single day. After approximately 15 minutes of sitting there talking, we're sitting on the bed because I didn't have a couch or anything in this apartment. It was kind of small. We decided to order a Rappi. Now, in that screen recording, you saw I had 3 different Rappis at once. I had 3 different orders coming to the apartment at the same time. It was her food, which was McDonald's. I did not force her to order McDonald's. That is what she wanted to eat. And I'm like, okay, I do not eat McDonald's. I think it's disgusting. I haven't had McDonald's in literally 15 years. Anyway, she didn't want the restaurant I got. So we had 2 different restaurants. And also I ordered a couple bottles of water and a bottle of wine, which she wanted to drink. She wanted wine, alcohol, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of normal in Medellin. Good girl or bad girl, they love alcohol. So I go immediately downstairs to pick up the Rappi orders. 2 of them arrived together. 1 of them was separate. So I went downstairs 2 different times. She stayed in the apartment, which is fine. Like I said, all my stuff is put away, hidden. There's no way she was going to find it in the 30 seconds to 1 minute that I was downstairs and back up. So I re-enter the apartment with the food. We sit there, we eat. That's probably 30 minutes time. We're talking. She's very engaged. She seems like she's interested in me. Guys, that's the trap. You can't even let yourself think, oh, wow, she seems like she actually likes me. Is there good women in Medellin? There is many wonderful, beautiful women here all over the country, in fact. But guys, if you're dating on Tinder, it's not like in the United States. It's just not. These girls know that these are American men using that app. Colombian men are not using Tinder. These women in Medellin that use Tinder know that these are estadounidenses. They know that these are Americans coming on Tinder, the guys that have money, the guys that are coming from Europe. So we finish eating and she wants to dance. I want to dance. Let's put on some music. Amor, vamos a bailar. Let's dance. And, I'm like super, super gringo. I do not really dance. I'll be honest with you. I can't. I've never really tried. I kind of feel uncomfortable dancing, which I know a lot of you are in the same position. So she's dancing on me. I'm literally sitting on the bed. She's dancing on me. We pop open the bottle of wine. Guys, again, this is all stupid. You're probably going to say I'm stupid in the comments. This is a girl that told me, I want to go out. I want to conocerte. That's like, I just want to get to know you. This isn't a girl that said, oh, I'm selling blank. It was nothing like that. This is not a prepago. This is the thing to watch out for. You guys think that because a girl says she's not a prepago that automatically she's good. That's where you got to draw the line, because every single instance I've ever seen with a scopolamine, with this drug, the girl always says, oh no, I just want to conocer, let me go to your apartment, let's just get to know each other. So I tell her very bluntly, like, I really don't like alcohol. Like, I'll drink a tiny bit of wine, but I don't drink alcohol ever, like maybe twice a year typically. And when I do, it's normally in Medellin with guy friends that I trust that are from the United States. I do not drink alcohol with women. I don't drink alcohol at all because it's just nasty. It's expensive. I don't like to be drunk. So You know, if you like to drink, that's fine. I have friends that are not alcoholics that do enjoy having drinks often. That's cool. If you decide to drink with any of these girls, you need to have a grip on that glass and do not let it go. She kept asking me, Amor, ¿por qué no te gusta el alcohol? ¿Por qué no te gusta beber? Why aren't you drinking? Why don't you want to drink with me? So men, if you are with one of these women on Tinder, especially in your first 3 dates, do not be so naive and to think after one date you're safe. Wait till at least the 4th date, and even then you could still get drugged. If you've been coming here a long time, you've heard the stories of the girls playing the long game, the girls that, you know, might be dating you for a month or 2 before they decide to drug you. If you are with these girls and you are drinking a glass of wine, for example, picture this glass to about maybe right there, because I didn't pour much in there because I do not like alcohol. I never, ever, ever let that glass go. She was dancing on me. She was drinking, wanted me to pour her some more. I did. I never, ever let my glass go. It could be as simple as you setting your glass down, turning around for the bottle of wine, pouring it for her, and she dropped a few drops of scopolamine into your drink. Now, when you drink that, you are out. You are going to pass out. It's going to happen 100% of the time. This has happened to 1,000 guys in Medellin, the ones that have admitted it. There's so many that have been drugged potentially that were too scared to go to the police, or they didn't think the police were going to do anything, because there is that type of corruption here in South America, and they never shared their story. So I like to think that after about 30 minutes of her dancing, us listening to the music, drinking a little bit, that she realized, okay, this guy really doesn't want to drink alcohol. He's not putting his glass down. Maybe he knows something. Maybe he knows about scopolamine. Okay, maybe he knows about all the girls that are drugging guys, which is exactly the case. I had red flags with her from the start, which is why I had all these screenshots on my phone, guys. But if you're coming down to Medellin for your first time, you're not going to know these things. So that is why it's so important to really, really check all boxes if you're meeting a girl. Do anything you can for this to be a safe experience, because really the women here are lovely. There's a lot of great women in Medellin, and I don't want to discourage anybody from going there and trying to meet women. She eventually said, I'm tired, I want to go. Okay, let's maybe meet tomorrow. Let's meet sometime this week. So that's exactly what she did. She left. She said, okay, I'm going to call my Uber on my phone, blah, blah, blah. You know, her guy that she's working with came and picked her up, I guess. And she left. So that was that. Now the days following, every single day, it was, Amor, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cuándo nos vemos? When are we going to see each other again? Guys, when I tell you this girl, like, you know, she's not the cutest in the world in her pictures, but she's decently cute. But in person, she was really not that cute. So just for that alone, I was not interested in meeting her again. But when I tell you for an entire week straight, she wanted for us to see each other again. And I didn't. That is a life-saving moment. That's the biggest thing. If you don't get drugged your first day, doesn't mean it's impossible. Doesn't mean she's not going to do it on the second date when you feel much more comfortable and you think she's safe, or you think like I thought, oh, she has nice teeth. She told me she's a dental hygienist. You know, she has a good job. This could be a good girl. Things might work out between us. Let's not be so naive here. Playing with your life here with these girls, I've heard it since my first trip ever to Medellin. I was told, do not get on Tinder. I immediately did. And I know most of you will as well, which is why I just want you to take this bit of advice from me in this video. And it's very important you check out the full documentary. Again, I'm dropping that link. First link in that description is the full documentary. I highly recommend you watch it. You could also go to their YouTube channel and check out other scopolamine incidents. Guys, I am so thankful to God and just my instincts that I didn't get scoped. If you don't know what scoped means, that is the term we use in Medellin for being drugged with scopolamine. You get scoped. So again, guys, I really would greatly appreciate if you subscribe to this channel. I'm currently in Caracas, Venezuela. I can't even believe it. I plan to film a couple cool videos here along with many different shorts. So please subscribe and stay tuned for those videos. Caracas, I think, is going to be a hot spot in the future. I'm really hoping Caracas, Venezuela doesn't become the next Medellin. I'm just trying to enjoy it here. It's kind of crazy being American, going here. I've been dreaming of being in Venezuela for a long time, so I'm finally here, and Going to be posting that content every Sunday is when I plan to post a new video every Sunday, as well as a daily short. I hope this story can show the reality and severity of this drug. And remember, these women are not working alone. If you have any friends that are going to Medellin, if you have family members that are going to Medellin, if you yourself are going to Medellin or Cartagena or Bogota, Barranquilla, these places are the hot spots where these women are going and drugging guys with this drug, okay? I know there's going to be plenty of people in the comments, oh, you're stupid. What kind of idiot would let a girl into his apartment on the first date? You know what? I've been to Medellin for 5 years. I saw all the red flags coming from the start, which is why I had the evidence there and why I was extra cautious with my drink. Fortunately, that worked very well in my favor. I'm here to tell my story. Fortunately, I was not drugged, I was not robbed, I was not killed. The most she got out of me was a free meal from McDonald's. Anyways, I greatly appreciate your support. Thanks, guys. Hope to see you in my future videos.